good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Friday edition of the Disney Morning Show. I'm still Kyle, the editorial director for Laughing Place, and returning to the show after 2 days is
2 days.
Luke. Hi, Luke.
Hello. Am
You
I
don't
the
get a title.
only?
I don't know what your title is.
I'm the only returning host of the week.
I
So
know. I thought about trying to find somebody else, like maybe just throw Eric into the fire and make him do this with me, just to have a completely rotating door. But no, I figured to play it safe, bring back a fan favorite. I didn't know if I wanted to say crowd or fan, so it came. But
you
anyway,
know, both of those are applicable.
enough of this palaver. Let's start the show the way we start every show. So yesterday when we checked the Disney stock, it was at 107.46. I'm going to give this a quick refresh and pull it up. 107.42, down ever so slightly.
Those
No real reason
4 cents.
why. Good thing Disney doesn't have stock in TikTok. That's all.
Yeah.
We are going to have one more Ethanless day, but he should be back next week. The only thing I wanted to mention today is that we did get word that, unfortunately, Disney legend Martha Blanding lost her home in the, I believe it's the Eaton fire. And there's a GoFundMe set up for her and her family that you can read about on our site. But of course, we can, here's the, hold on, I gotta move it over here.
I believe
Here's
she
the
was
GoFundMe.
her home was in Altadena.
Yeah, so that's the Eaton fire, which is slightly more contained than the Palisades one and is burned less, but obviously no less destructive. Plenty of people live in that area, including Martha. So very
Yeah,
sad news.
we had a post few days ago. Joe Rody was talking about how a lot of Imagineers lived in that general area when EPCOT first was being developed. So it seems like that has continued forward, and you do have a lot of Disney employees there. So it's sad to see, but it's good to see that people are trying to help out.
For sure. But we're going to move on to the frivolity now. So. So, Walt Disney World, it is the first day of the 2025 Epcot International Festival of the Arts. I forget which one, because they all start the same, and then from there you got to start using your brain. And of course, Jeremiah is there checking out all that it has to offer. So you can check out, first of all, our live blog. If you don't like going to X or your timeline just is a little too cluttered, it's right here on top of our site on what we're covering. You can check out everything all in one place. But we do have a couple of things coming in so far. First of all, this is pretty big news. We knew this was happening, but I am happy to see that Communicore Hall actually looks like a thing. It doesn't look like an empty food court. Currently, they have this Once Upon a Stage 30 Years of Disney on Broadway. And I was skeptical when the concept art came out. And I'd say, based on these photos, I think that they pulled it off, made it look worthy of being there. So I hope that this continues, not this exhibit, obviously. This is just for Festival of the Arts, but I hope that they are able to replicate this as far as making that space look not crappy.
Yeah, I mean, so they took a step in the right direction, I think, for Festival of the Holidays. They had, the Spaceship of Gingerbread House in there, and then a couple of other things, but it still felt a little empty. There has been a lot of complaints about it being such a wide open space with very small things in there, but at the same time, you can't have too much in there, otherwise it's going to be very crowded. And I don't think it's as big of a space as a lot of people seem to think it is. So hopefully this strikes the right judgment. I don't think is there a food booth in there this year as well.
No, I
I
don't
didn't
see one in the
see.
photos, but
Yeah, I didn't see anything around that, but I did see that there is merchandise available there. So
merchandise. Well, speaking of merchandise,
what
and
a
that's
what a segue.
the other post we have out right now is taking a look at all of the Festival of the Arts merchandise, which I think is really fun. I know Figment is used a lot these days, but I also really like how it's Figment, but it's also kind of a reimagination. I like the colorful horns and everything.
Reimagination.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a fun bag. I like that it's got print on the back that no one will see but you. The little crossbody bag as well. I like the I love Spirit jerseys. I love this Spirit jersey, but Spirit jersey prices at retail are too steep. So I hope
Getting up a
they
little
have
high.
they need to people need to not buy them and they need to go on sale. Which, by the way, I will mention now that this Spirit jersey as well as this not this one, maybe it's a different lug bag, are available on Disney Store. Not everything that you see here is available on Disney Store, but there are a couple of items that you can purchase from the comfort of your own home right now. Then we also have the pass holder merchandise.
This
Yeah, we'll
just
be
made me
having
think that. I was just made me think I should have worn my Spirit Festival of the Arts Spirit jersey from like 4 years ago.
yeah, you could have. That's okay
Yeah,
though. But we'll have
yeah.
lots more from the festival. I think up next we have all the chalk characters that they do around the park. I don't think there's any new ones that Jeremiah spotted, but still fun there.
I would just like to note quickly that I have been given the nickname of Luke Cage,
Okay, a little
which
lighter than real Luke Cage.
yeah, I'll take that. So thank you. We're moving on
All
to
right, yeah,
the
we got
other
some.
coast now, right?
Yeah, we got some pretty big news that I don't know if I wouldn't say we predicted, we kind of anticipated.
Yeah, so the bride is changing in the Haunted Mansion, but not quite as drastically as I thought it might be. We've been hearing rumors that the bride would be getting updated, but it seems like it is still Constance, Constance Hatchaway, the bride that was introduced maybe like almost close to 20 years ago at this point at Disneyland. But it's going back to an old style of her being kind of the beating heart bride, as it was called in the classic days of the attraction. So it's still going to kind of keep that theme of Constance, but she's no longer going to be a head chopping, murdering bride. And she's going to
Mm-hmm.
be more of the love struck, long lost lover kind of bride.
Yeah,
So
Kim
we
Irvine in it. So the LA Times got this preview and had an interview with Kim Irvine. And she kind of said, yeah, rather than making it implying that she's killed all her husbands, they've all just died, and she's just kind of like lonely, and
yeah,
it's
seems
changing the tone of the attic scene.
a little more maybe Phantom Manor esque before they change the tone of that to be a little bit more the other way.
Yeah.
And
Let me
of course, this is
scroll over there.
updating the technology a little bit because I actually rode the Haunted Mansion out here, which has the same bride, a couple of days ago. And I did think to myself, yeah, this technology could be updated a little bit. And they seem to have agreed because this looks pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it sounds like the Hitchhiking Ghost will also be digital now, like it is in
Which I also hope is updated from how it is in Disney World because
yeah,
that too looks a little funky.
yeah. But yeah, you can check out this really interesting video. I recommend you can watch it embedded in our post. And it officially opens tomorrow. We are on our way to Disneyland now. We're really hoping for a soft opening today, but there's no indication that that will happen. But if it does, you know where to find us.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Very
yeah,
excited to see how this turns out.
And so next we are going to stay in the West Coast, and we got news yesterday. So some inside LP. Benji popped in when Tony and I were doing the show yesterday, and I'm like, okay, bye everybody, and I hit end stream, and as soon as I do that, he pops up in the private chat and says breaking news. And it's like, well, it's too late now. So this is breaking news a day late. Disneyland is resuming the sale of Magic Key passes next week. This will happen on Wednesday, January 22nd, no earlier than 9 a.m., and they'll be opening the digital queue no earlier than 8:45 a.m. Pacific time, of course. All 4 passes, the Inspire Key, the Believe Key, the Enchant Key, and the Imagine Key, will be available. And if you're wondering which pass you should buy, I do want to give a shout out to our page that we keep updated, where it has written out really easy to see which passes have what blockout dates in it throughout 2025, as well as the dates that they've announced so far for 2026. So you can check that out on Laughing Place.
So real quick, I want to note, Fred said, how about Luke Skywalker? And I think I like Luke Cage more specifically because I don't get it as much. Luke Skywalker is a very common one for me, especially when I was younger. But Luke Cage, that's a little bit different.
Fair enough.
And going back to the Haunted Mansion real quick, Rebecca was saying, so happy to see this change in the attic. I found the tonal shift with the previous iteration jarring, which I can agree with a little bit.
Also, I going back, there was also a part in the LA Times article where Irvine kind of echoed what I was thinking when she talked about the whole AI art incident. She's like, we have all this stuff in here, and of course they find that like that was temporary. And Disney even kind of alluded that that they were going to be adding stuff to that shop when it opened. So I did kind of figure that it was just like, let's just make this look ready to open for the holiday weekend, and then we'll change stuff. Yeah. And so then it blew up in the meantime, because you can just take out your phone and it'll search the internet for those things. So an unfortunate incident, a foreseeable incident, but that she does address that, which I thought was interesting. But now we're going to go to a different coast entirely. We're going to go to the middle of the ocean.
I was going to say the middle of the ocean.
Some offers from Aulani.
Yeah, so Aulani, which is a place I've never been to, but I would love to check out. They are offering some savings for Disney Visa card members. Can enjoy savings of up to 30% on select stays of 5 nights or more. And anyone, if you're not a Disney Visa card member, can save up to 25% on stays this spring. So check out, we have a couple of posts on our site with more information on that. And as Kyle so beautifully brought up on the screen, if you want to navigate your way around these deals with a little bit of ease, check out our sponsors at Mousefan Travel.
Yeah, just head to mousefantravel.com/laughingplace and they will help find you the best deal. Even ones that, this sounds like a good deal, but there might be something better out there, or something better might come along after. So we always want to go through them, and they'll take all the hassle out of it. Luke, we don't have any reviews today, so we're going to hop to Around LP. Well, Alex's visit to the Disneyland Resort over the weekend for the Lorcana Championship is the gift that keeps on giving in this segment, because he has another piece looking at the experience. I love this photo here. This is one of the co-creators of the game, and then it might be the other guy. I met the other guy who I should know both of their names, but you always see him everywhere. Like, he's kind of the face of the game. And then you have the other game creator, and I met him, and I feel so bad I feel like being disrespectful to him by not knowing who he is. But I would imagine it's his choice to kind of stay behind the scenes. But yeah, it was just a little awkward. But this is fun. So he must be the other creator, because he's in 2 photos. See, he just flies under the radar. I don't even notice. But yeah,
everywhere.
A fun recap of the evening, and also a great look at some Lorcana art. If you're not familiar, I love all of these styles. I love these touches. Look at this. Bolt's got like some sort of mechanical arm.
I enjoy seeing Bolt too being given some representation.
Yeah, and Lorcana does that. They have all sorts of, and they're adding all the time. Every quarter you get new characters. So be sure to check that out on Laughing Place as we head to. And the rest. We got the 100 teenagers who are going to be part of the Disney Dreamers Academy for 2025. This is a thing that they do every year. You can actually check out coverage from last year's over on Laughing Place. But these participants will get to go to Walt Disney World from March 26th to the 30th for a multi-day program at Walt Disney World, which is exactly what we covered last year. And Doobie said it was really inspiring, really heartwarming to see what they get to talk to all sorts of business leaders and just other influential personalities that will help them reach their potential in the future. And so it's a great program, and it's exciting for these students who get to participate in it. And they're from all over the country too. I was kind of scrolling through. There's one from my hometown, Chandler, Arizona, where I grew up and went to high school. Someone from there was selected, so that was cool to see. I had
the chance to cover it 2 years ago. It was the year that the Dream Ambassador is what they call it, or Dream Ambassador, was Halle Bailey from The Little Mermaid. So it was really cool. She came out and did a talk to the entire audience, which included some media people and then of course all of the kids. And so she was talking with, I think, the little girl who's not so little from Blackish.
One of our most fascinating people. Oh, from Blackish. No, different.
Yeah, no, I think that's something different.
Thinking from Mixedish.
But yeah, so they were talking about The Little Mermaid, and then they showed the trailer. So it was really weird having the trailer up on the big screen with Halle Bailey herself right underneath. So that was cool. It was a fun time.
Your mention of Halle Bailey reminds me that I need to write a review. And without context, I'll mention that Roy Wood Jr.'s new comedy special is out on Hulu today, and I watched it, and it is quite funny. But we got a new trailer for a show coming to Disney Plus, Luke.
Yeah, a show I didn't know existed until they mentioned it yesterday. But yeah, so it's a new docu-series which is set to take viewers onto the ice, specifically in Harlem. It'll be a 5-part series documenting figure skating in Harlem, which is an ice skating team made up of girls of color from the Manhattan neighborhood. And that is going to be coming to Disney Plus on February 12th. Looks like got a pretty big Robin Roberts, Ron Howard, and Brian Grazer are all executive producers of it. So should be an interesting time.
Are you surprised they didn't go with the title The Harlem Skate? No? Okay.
No.
Well, then, I guess we'll go on to my singular as soon as I find the button.
If you can't find the button, I guess you just gotta find a pocket somewhere to show.
I guess I could have done that. I guess I should give like a little epilepsy warning here, because this does flash pretty quickly, but I wanted to show something our own Marshall put up where you can pause it and find out which movie you should watch next. So I apparently have to watch Luca.
I got Fantasia 2000.
Queen of Katwe. Definitely haven't seen that.
Lots of very random ones in here. I wonder how many Marshall actually put in.
Each is like hey, I got Luca twice. That's a sign. Each one is like a tenth of a second. So there are quite a few in that short loop. If you look at this on mobile, it works a lot better because it actually loops, unlike the desktop version. So yeah, just a fun little thing you can check out on our Instagram, laughing_place.
And Luca is still one of 2 Pixar films I have never seen.
Is that a nickname that I can call you?
If you really want to. It can be my Italian name.
Luca. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. The fun stuff. Luca, we got some footage
You know,
of.
Doobie came in and said the same thing. Instead of Luke Skywalker, how about Luca?
Yep. See, that's why he's my normal co-host when he decides he wants to be. We got footage of a new entertainment offering at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, so the Eco Rhythmics is a brand new entertainment offering. I was trying to find a different word than entertainment offering, but that's what I went with. I guess similar kind of show was on the
He's walking off the
rivers.
job. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, was on the rivers of Animal Kingdom for a while, but now they've brought this and staged it right underneath the Cementosaurus, which is kind of a fun juxtaposition. But yeah, it's a fun show with
I'm trying to find a better part. Apparently, I didn't do very well. There we go.
instruments made
That's
out
what
of
they do.
recycled products to create percussive magic.
Looks pretty fun. But yeah, you can check out the full video right here on our YouTube channel. Are you
And
ready
in
for
answer,
okay.
oh, I was just going to answer Fred's question that the other Pixar movie I haven't seen is Lightyear.
That's fair. I haven't
Yep.
seen that. I haven't seen. No, I have seen Luca. What other Pixar's haven't? I haven't seen Brave. Never seen Brave.
It took me a while to see The Good Dinosaur, but
Oh,
I
I still
stuck
haven't
with
seen
it.
that. Own it on DVD or Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Haven't seen it.
no, same thing. I bought the Blu-ray, and I don't know why I bought the Blu-ray. It's probably like the last Pixar movie I bought a Blu-ray for. But
Well, Luke, are you ready for your quiz?
let's go.
All right. So first up, on this day in 1913, someone was
far
born.
back.
Yeah, far back. They've since passed away, if you can imagine that. They are an Imagineer and an artist. Some of their work includes Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Fantasia, Cinderella, Lady and the Tramp, and they also did backgrounds for such theme park attractions as Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion. Do you know who that is? Because you are a lot smarter than I am.
My first guess is going to be Claude Coates.
That is indeed Sir Claude Coates. I don't know why he's a Sir Claude
right.
Coates, but yeah.
Was he knighted?
Somehow, yeah. Very nice work there. Next up, on this day, 1922, a Disney legend was born. Chatty's
Claude
poem,
Coates.
Chatty's, yeah, that too. Chatty's poem was not good, so I will just tell you that this person is a Disney legend. They only passed away about a year or two ago. Maybe 2 years and a month, I think. And they are famous for a beloved show in which she played an old lady, and 50 years later, she was still alive.
She played an old lady.
That's a huge hint, by the way.
Ooh,
You could say
Angela
she traveled down
Lansbury?
the road and back again.
Angela Lansbury?
No.
Traveled down the road and back. It's not Julie Andrews.
She's also in The Proposal and You Again. And she's one of the most beloved women ever. Wow.
I happened to see. Yeah, I happened to see the comment which brought the idea into me. But yeah, I did not know any of those movies. So
You don't know the Golden Girls theme song, apparently. Yeah.
no,
Anyway,
I've never watched the Golden Girls.
But yeah,
Not-
she passed away just shy of her 100th birthday, if you'll recall. They already had like a special set and everything, and then she died on like New Year's Eve. But anyway,
sad.
on this day in 1931, another Disney legend that passed relatively recently was born, and this poem is actually decent. With a voice deep and rich as the night, he gave life to a villainous sight. In a jungle he'd roar, and the stars would adore his presence, both regal and might.
Okay, so it's a Disney legend
With a deep voice.
with a deep voice and something to do with the
And
Jungle
died not
Book?
very long ago. Not Jungle Book. No, a different.
Oh, James Earl Jones.
Yes. And of course, Darth Vader.
Yes.
Your father, Luke. Come on.
Yeah. And it's all coming back.
Yeah, big day for Disney Legends. Who knew? On this
Yeah.
day in 1996, this one's, I don't know if it's really hard or really easy. Something Disney opened in Florida, but not in Walt Disney World.
And what year was this?
1996. I had to double check
Oh,
that.
Vero Beach,
Vero Beach, yes.
which I stayed at for the first time last summer and loved it.
Very nice. Yeah, how far of a drive is it from Orlando?
It's about an hour and a half. It's not too far. It's definitely not something you could easily tack onto a Walt Disney World vacation. But for someone that, like myself, that lives in the area, it was really nice to go for a couple of days and get that Disney hotel vibe without having to be like, all right, let's go to a park. You just kind of chill. You go out to the beach. They have a small little 9-hole mini golf course themed to Peter Pan, which I really like. And it's free too.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's a great time. And then, of course, the beach is right there. It's great.
Very nice. Well, we got one more for you.
All
On this
right.
day in 2020, an attraction opened at Disneyland that was delayed and ended up opening later than its East Coast counterpart.
Rise of the Resistance.
That is indeed Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance.
I forgot
It
how
would stay open for a whole 2 months.
I was gonna say I forgot how quickly that closed before for COVID.
Yeah, which I don't think I've been on the Disneyland version. I've only been on Walt. Not that they're different, but I've been
They
on
are.
Walt Disney World a couple times.
I think as identical attractions can get.
Yeah.
There's some differences between things like Toy Story Mania and Tiana, obviously, but these two are
Soarin' in terms of the queue and things like that.
Yeah, these two are identical. I cannot think of a single difference.
I need someone to be technically, but Luke, we've come to the end of our list, but viewers should fret not because it is a sneaky 4-show Friday.
That is very true.
Tuesday, we have 4-show Friday. So we have this show, and then at 11 a.m., we're going to have a live walk and talk from the EPCOT Festival of the International Festival.
Can't forget the International.
That'll be Jeremiah and Tony doing that. Then at 3 o'clock Pacific, Rebecca and our friend Heather from Mouse Fan Travel will be talking about the latest travel and vacation news and offers. Then at 4 o'clock Pacific, you are going to be joining our own Mike Celestino at the Disneyland Resort for the kickoff of Lunar New Year. So that's 4 shows. And on top of that, Luke, the 3rd episode of the Laughing Place On Balance podcast should be out within a couple of hours. I have one more segment to edit, and then I have to string it all together, and then it'll be pushed to your RSS feeds on.
So it's like
on
5-show Friday.
And basically, I was gonna call it that, but it's a little different medium. But yeah, so be sure to make sure you go to Laughing. You can find it on Laughing Place, but go to Spotify, go to your Apple Podcast, subscribe to the Laughing Place On Balance podcast. Give us 5 stars, even if you don't listen to it. And anything else from you?
Well, I have 2 comments to share. Number 1, a question that you might be able to answer.
Maybe.
Will there be trivia live tomorrow?
Doobie is in the comments. Doobie can hopefully answer that. What I can say is that we will do shows next week. I don't think we're going to do one on Monday because it is a holiday, but we will hopefully be doing a morning show Tuesday through Friday, and maybe Doobie will join me again. Only he knows.
Only he has the key.
The cards,
and then
the cards.
And then Tony aptly put, the spirit of Disney in the 90s is alive and well at Vero Beach. It's fantastic.
And the spirit of Massachusetts is the spirit of America.
The spirit of the red, white, and blue.
The spirit of what's old and what's new.
According to Doobie, there will be trivia tomorrow night.
Can you take that comment down for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, now you can put it back up.
There will be trivia. We need a trivia live poster. do that. And hey, Kyle, it's 1 o'clock, so don't we? We gotta like check and make sure that things are happening. I
Yeah, let
guess.
me refresh the Disney Parks blog. See if Benji pops in at the last second and says that there's breaking news that I'm about to ignore. I'm waiting for. So we mentioned how. Oh, nope. I got excited. Something about character dining, but it's just a planned Disney panelist article. They might have snuck some news in there, but I'm not going to read it all right now to find out. But I mentioned the Haunted Mansion thing. They gave the exclusive to the LA Times. I keep expecting the Disney Parks blog to post their own version of it, but they still haven't.
Yeah, no, that is interesting. Maybe it actually is an exclusive.
Yes. But everyone, have a great weekend, particularly if you get to enjoy a 3-day weekend. And be sure to follow us on Laughing Place. Ring the bell so you know when we go live all 4 show Friday. And we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.